All right, what's going on, guys? So I'm back with another Sunday watch list. I'm not gonna make this video too long, but we do got some pretty solid setups into this coming week, right? Let's start off with SPY as always. I noticed that we broke this structure here, just basic market structure, this 418 level that we kept failing to break all the way from February and all the way back from June 2022, right? Literally this whole year we've been failing to break this level, which correlates with around 4,200 on ES. And we finally broke it, right? And now look how we're coming back to retest it. I want to see us hold that level for a move back into 420 and 421, right? So I'm gonna be looking to take bounces in this area if it looks like we're gonna hold. For the downside, I'd want to see us back below this 416, 415 area to get a move back down into 410s if the market gets weak. But as long as we hold above this structure, we literally have room to 420 and 421. And notice how this 421, look at the reaction we got off 421 back here on August 26th, right? On August 26th, we rejected 421 and we sold off all the way down to 400, right? That was a big rejection, right? So that's how we know it's a key level because we got a big reaction off that level, right? Coming into Friday, notice how we come to that level again and we get rejected, right? We get rejected off of 421, but it wasn't as big of a rejection as it was back in August, right? So if we can see that 421 level break, we literally have nothing but room to 425, 426, and 430s, right? 425 first, then we have this level. Really nothing but room to 430s, where this is the next supply up here, right? Where I have these two red lines. This is the next area of supply. It's gonna be like 428 to 430, 431, right? So be aware of how we approach this level. Let's go to Qs real quick, right? QQQ did break a key level, which was 330. This was a supply on QQ. This 330 area of supply where we kept getting rejected. If we broke it, look how we went to 334. And notice how we broke it again and we went to 334, 335. So now I want to see us hold this 334, 335 area for continuation, right? So now we're flagging right at it. We have some nice bullish hammers off of that 335 level. Notice how on Friday we bounced off that level multiple times, held it. So this could be a nice level to watch for Monday. See if we hold that level again. If not, watch it down here as well. This 335 area could be a good bounce area. Or above, that high, this 338 high. We have nothing but room into 340s basically. And then the next area of supply for QQ is going to be this 348 area. So that's what I have on Qs. For downside, I'd want to see it back below that structure, which was 334, probably for a move back down into 330. And this 330 could still hold, right? Look at this trend line that I have here. We have a bounce here. We have a bounce here, right? Multiple bounces off this trend line. And that 330 area of supply could turn to demand if we do come back to retest it in confluence with that trend line. So that could be a good area to watch. That's my watch for SPY and Qs. I don't want to make this video too long. As far as individual tickers, I'll start with my favorite one first, which is going to be Microsoft. Microsoft broke a key level of supply, which has been this 317, 316, my bad, 316 to 315, right? 316 to 315. Look how every time we came up there, we got rejected, right? And we got rejected aggressively from it. Look at this sell-off on April 5th, right? That was a big sell-off all the way back down to 280 from 317. That's a pretty big sell-off, right? And we finally broke it, right? We broke that area. We are making higher lows and higher highs, and we're starting to hold it. So we held it on Friday. We're above it. I want to see us hold it for bounces or above this recent high of 320. Microsoft has nothing but room to 323. Like, look at this on a weekly time frame, right? This looks really strong. We just broke that structure from back here, that 316 area, and nothing but room into 323. And really, if things get strong, we do have room to all-time highs. Another name that's near all-time highs is Nvidia. Nvidia, I want to see Nvidia hold this area here of 309. Notice how we do bounce in here multiple times back here, and then we get rejected off of it here. So I'm gonna turn this level green because it's now an area of demand as long as we can hold it. So this is a level that below this, we literally have room back down to 300, right? But as long as this level holds, I like Nvidia for a push back up into 320, 324. 324 is going to be a big level as well. This 324, 327, I'd say be careful up here because we get rejected multiple times up here. We're getting close to those like all-time high resistances, and we got to see, like, look at the big rejection off of this level here, right? This 327 level, we got rejected all the way down to 292 back here as well. Got rejected back down to there. So you want to pay attention to this 324, 327 zone. Above that, it's room to 336 and then all-time highs. So if the market gets strong, that could be a decent move as long as we break those levels. AMD, I really like to see us hold 102 to 100. This is just a big area of demand. It was a last structure, which we did hold. Notice how this was resistance here, got rejected, and then it held it over here. This was a great move on AMD last week. And this is just the demand from all the way back here as well. Notice how many times we bounce off of this zone. So if we do come back to retest the zone, I would like to go long with stops below 100 for a push back up into 110, 109. This is the next resistance here. And if things get strong, it's back to like the 114s areas. So that looks pretty good. So far, Microsoft is my favorite one though. I do like Meta as well. Meta, notice how on the daily chart we do have this big gap fill. Of course, it's not gonna fill in a day, but as long as we hold this 244 area here, notice how this was used as demand. Every time we fell into it, we bounced, right? Every time we fell into it, we bounced. And right now we're sitting inside of it. So I want to see us hold this level and start to like base out right here, right? This trade could take some time, but if we do start to hold here above 250 really, right? Keep it clean at that psychological level. Above 250, then we got room to 260. And then the gap fill around these 280s. So I want to see some type of base form out before I make any type of entry on this. Definitely don't want to have time if you do want to trade that gap fill. I really like Meta. That looks pretty solid. That 9 and 200 EMAs, SMAs are about to cross up to. It's a bullish sign as long as we hold, right? We have been making higher lows and higher highs. It's looking pretty good. Google is another strong name. We got rejected off 125, which is a big resistant support from back here, which turned to resistance here, right? So as long as that 125 holds on Google, break and retest of it, we get a nice push to 130. These weekly candles do look good. Right, notice this consolidation here, right? It's like these weekly flags, they take time to play out, but when they do, you get a nice pop up. Those are really, really good moves to catch. These higher time frames. Notice these candles too. These are all bullish pin bars. So some type of pullback, if we get some consolidation near these areas, flag out again, we can catch that next pop up. Similar to that one, right? So we have to see what SPY and Qs do as well. Another name that I do like is Tesla. 4-hour chart, you guys will be able to see that this 9 and 200 SMA are in confluence with this 178 level. They're about to cross up, and that is a bullish sign, right? And I got a Fibonacci level from the recent low to the recent high, and this 178 level correlates with the 9 and the 200 and this 236 retracement, which is multiple confluences in one area. Not only that, look at the rejection here on May 12th. We got a big rejection down. Now we're above it. I want to see it hold that level as support and confluence with all of this. Big support from back here on March 14th as well. And resistance back here, support back here, right? So it's a solid level. I want to see us hold that from push back up into 180, 182. And then above that, it's 184 area, and then this 186 area. So those are going to be the levels to pay attention to on the weekly. Looks really good as well. We just got to break that 21 and that 200, which is being used as resistance. On the monthly. We have the 9 EMA all the way up to 198 and 200. So things get really strong. That's what we're pushing up to. So we have to see how we react off of those levels. I don't want to make this watch this too long, but these are going to be some of the tickers that I am paying attention to for the week. Netflix is also very strong. Keep an eye on it above three. Well, really, look, this is a huge supply on Netflix. Notice how all this gets rejected, right? This is a really good setup as well. This looks really good. But we want it above 386 because 386 is the top wick where sellers push this thing back down. And notice how we have that 380 level psychological, but I don't want to go long even if it breaks 380 because 386, you could catch a $6 move, which is not bad at all, right? But if it gets rejected from here again, then you don't want to get trapped in that supply area, right? It's always best to wait for the break and retest of the zone, see it hold it as demand. And Netflix looks really good just for a move back into this 395 and psychological 400s, right? Things get really, really strong. 420. So this is a good setup. If we do continue to uptrend, that is basically where Netflix is heading, right? Looks really, really good. I do like Netflix as long as we break and hold that area of supply. Disney, uh, keep an eye out for this 84 level. This is the monthly 200 SMA. It's going to be a good area to pick up shares if you are a long-term investor, right? That's a really good area. On the daily, we do look bearish still. Keep an eye on it. If things get weak, keep an eye on this below 90, right? Further push back into that 80, 88 level. So this is a setup if things get weak. We are starting to form some type of like head and shoulders. Keep a watch for this 92, 93 area for rejections to see if we get a push back down into that 90. Other than that, that's going to be my watch list. Favorite one being Microsoft so far. Break and retest of 320, push up to 323, or holds of 316, 315. I do like those levels. Do have a trend line here as well. We can add. It's not the cleanest, but we'll see. But yeah, that's the watches for today, guys. Hope you guys have a great trading week. I'm gonna be active on the options on Wall Street Discord, so keep a lookout for my signals, and I hope you guys have a great trading week.